This is Valley News Live at 6.
The search is over tonight for a man who authorities is considering to be armed and dangerous. Within the last 90 minutes, police reported that Austin Riddell turned himself in. He's accused of forcing his way into the Stepping Stones Resource Center along South University in Fargo and threatening the staff with a gun last night. He drove away and the car and gun were found early this morning. Tonight on Valley News Live at 10, we're going to talk with those staying at the Resource Center about what happened last night.
In a separate case, police continue their search for this man. Oliver Ty is wanted for attempted murder, along with several other crimes connected to a January 24th shooting at the Arbor apartment complex in Fargo. Ty is considered to be armed and dangerous, and police say not knowing where he is concerning.
Any firearms incident causes us concern. I don't have the statistical information to say whether or not that information is up, down, or otherwise. We handle it take it seriously, and we are going to put our resources in to try to resolve this.
Another man involved in the Arbor's shooting was Jerome Kuhn. He was arrested and faces several charges, including aggravated reckless endangerment. The victim was seriously injured.
A Fargo man who was facing domestic assault charges has now been charged with murder in the case.
Cody Plumley was arrested in early December after police went to a North Fargo apartment and found his girlfriend, Kirsten Knaus, unconscious. She was hospitalized with serious injuries and died in late December. Investigators say he pushed her down some stairs during an argument after she hit him in the head with a frying pan. Plumley remains in the Cass County Jail.
Police have now identified the man that they say threatened yesterday to blow up the Dilworth Police Department.
Police say Bradley St. Clair's phone number matches the number the threats came from. Police are working on getting a search warrant for the phone. St. Clair likely will face terroristic threats charges.
Just as expected, the temps and the wind chills are dropping, and depending on where you live in the valley, there's even some blowing snow to contend with. Let's get the latest from Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hutch?
Mike, thanks so much. A look at the radar shows quickly where we are seeing some of that blowing snow getting lofted into the air. We did not get a lot of snow, a half inch to upwards of 2 inches between the Grand Forks area up into northwest Minnesota and Roseau County. The gusty winds are causing some reduced visibilities in these areas too, under a mile at times, and obviously some icy and slippery roads as well, so take it easy. Now our attention turns to the cold that's taking hold. Wind chills between 10 and 20 below zero out there right now as we head through the evening. Now, taking a look at temperatures up to the north, this is what's coming our way. These are actual air temperatures: 26 below in Yellowknife, 31 below in Baker Lake, and factor in the winds and we have wind chills between 40 and 60 below. And by the weekend, this is what we have to look forward to. That is why we've declared the weekend first alert weather days, both Saturday and Sunday, for dangerous wind chills. But for this evening, temperatures remain above zero until we get to the overnight hours. Mike, it does look like it'll be wind chilly all night with winds gusting over 20 miles per hour. Your hour-by-hour forecast coming up here in just a few moments.
We need to take it seriously.
Indeed.
Thanks.
A 60-year-old Minnesota man is dead tonight after a collision with a train earlier this morning in Otter Tail County. Officials say it happened just before 9 at the intersection of 308th Street and 460th Avenue, just southeast of Otter Tail City. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley spoke with the man's family today, who says they want better railroad safety measures going forward.
Otter Tail Handling Ambulance respond to 460th Avenue and 308th Street, just on the south of the lake off of County Highway 61. Train versus car, unknown injuries at this time.
A lone taillight is all that remains from Thursday morning's fatal crash. The man's family did not want to speak with me on camera today, but tell me he was a kind man who would have helped anyone. While Otter Tail County officials say the cause of the crash remains under investigation, the victim's family tells me they think the lack of cross arms at most rural railroad intersections are to blame, saying they don't think this would have happened had the proper safety precautions been in place, telling me they hope changes are made immediately. In Otter Tail County, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
When asked what protocols are in place for where cross arms are and are not placed, as well as whether cross arms will now be added at that deadly intersection, Canadian Pacific Railway declined to comment.
A 60-year-old man is dead after being trapped in a grain bin. It happened southwest of Jamestown around 6 last night. Authorities have not released the victim's name.
Authorities in Devil's Lake are warning the public about a homeless, high-risk sex offender in that area. Alton Mitzel is convicted of gross sexual imposition from 2002 when court documents say he raped a teenage girl while holding a knife against her throat. High-risk sex offenders are considered the most likely to reoffend.
A Fargo homeowner has the right to fly a flag that uses profanity against President Joe Biden. The city's assistant attorney says it's protected by the First Amendment. The homeowner also is flying the American flag upside down, which the city says is protected speech. However, the U.S. Flag Code states that the American flag is not to be flown upside down except as a signal of dire distress.
Everyone's guilty of it. You see the speed limit sign and add an extra 5 miles. Well, today lawmakers considered making that additional 5 miles an hour permanent by increasing interstate speed limits to 80. The state would have to pay to replace many of the road signs, but lawmakers say many of them are already on track to be replaced. But those enforcing the law say it could lead to even higher illegal speeds.
We are all well aware of those drivers who will continue to push the envelope. They will take the increase to 80 and the potential decrease in penalties as a sign it is acceptable to go 5 to 10 miles an hour over the limit or even greater.
According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, 9 other states have speed limits of 80 or higher.
There may be another option for getting a COVID-19 vaccine shot. Later on Valley News Live at 6, we're going to tell you where some people may be turning to in order to get their shots.
6 straight days of freezing fog causing this on area power lines down in the Edgeley area. We'll have details on some very cold weather heading our way in your hour-by-hour forecast next.